What is happening, everybody? Your pal Hal hanging out with you. It is Monday, December 6th, and we are doing it. Hope you're having a great Monday. Or do you hate Mondays? Are you a little Garfield? Are you a little orange and black cat who's like, I hate Mondays, but I love lasagna? I feel ya. Listen, I'm kind of agnostic when it comes to Mondays. It's like, okay, they're fine. You know, it's just another day. And you know what? It's a pretty good day because I get to talk to you. And y'all are my pals. It is 11:02 a.m. here on the West Coast. We're going to be with you till 1 p.m. and it's 2:02 on the East Coast. We'll be with you till 4 p.m. on the East Coast. And whatever you're doing, whatever you're going through right now, whether it's work, whether you're hanging out, whether you are making breakfast, making lunch, or pouring yourself a little eggnog to get things fired up because you're on holiday break already. You know what? I'm just glad to be here with you, and I would love to hear what you're up to. What'd you do this weekend? Are you snacking on anything? The very pros we are. Listen, I've got a lot of stances, okay? And one of my stances that I am adamant about, pro snack. Are you snacking on something? Are you eating something yum yum? Some yummies? Let us know. So, and you can talk to us. You are part of the show. Get your smart device's attention. Use the magic word say, and then drop in whatever you want after that. So, smart device, say, Hal, I'm snacking on some peanut M&Ms. Or say, Hal, I am eating an entire honey baked ham. Or say, Hal, I am going easy today because I know I'm going to pack on the pounds over the next couple of weeks due to Christmas parties, holiday gatherings, etc., and so on. I had a little holiday gathering, a small, modest holiday gathering with some folks over the weekend. That was lovely. Also, you can either talk to your device if you want to communicate with us, or you can go to backchannel.tv. Backchannel.tv and talk to us there. You can type in all of your responses, your thoughts. Let us know what the heck you're up to. We got Bob in California hanging out with us. And if you are there, just like Bob, please go ahead and chat with us. Let us know what your weekend was like. Yeah, kind of a low-key weekend. I gave myself some time to recover from, I got my booster shot on Thursday. I mentioned it on Friday, and I was like, all right, let's see, let's see what these side effects, let's see what my reaction is going to be. Milder than I expected. I did get like a hammer blow to the arm. Like I was like, okay, sore arm for a few days. But then here was my key. Here's how I recovered from my booster shot. Napping. Serious napping. I took after the show, after we did this show on Friday, I took a serious nap. Like, oh yeah. Like I'm talking at least 2 hours, 2 to 3 hour nap. That's some good napping. And then Saturday, same thing. I had plans, the plans got canceled, and I'm like, "Oh, that seems like an opportunity to nap." And yeah, I just napped my way through the booster shot. Now I'm feeling pretty good, pretty good. I think it's I was preparing for like, all right, batten down the hatches. Am I going to feel like flu-like symptoms for a few days? But not too bad, not too bad. So get your booster. Go out there, stay healthy, especially if you're going to be around folks this holiday season, sneezing and wheezing during the season. Yeah, stay healthy out there. Don't court this Omicron variant. All right. Whatever you do. Yeah. Let's try to ward off this Omicron. And so I am so happy to be with you. I'll be here. I'm here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the West Coast, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the East Coast. And guiding our way through the jungle of this live streaming, producer Travis. Producer Travis. Travis. Oh,
Hi
there he is.
there.
There he is in the bottom corner there. Oh, like a Christmas miracle. There's Travis with a great haircut. Travis, I mean, really, I am due for a haircut. I don't we've talked about this, and I don't know at this point whether I'm proud or ashamed or somewhere in a middle ground. I've been cutting my own hair since the beginning of the pandemic, and I feel like it's a fun challenge, but it's an undertaking because you go to the barber, they put a cape on you, and they do it, and they brush you off. Me, I make a big mess in my bathroom. I lay newspapers. We get the Sunday New York Times every week, and so I look for the section that I am least interested in, or that I've
Mhm.
already read, and that my wife has already read, and then I will uh, I will lay down. I will lay down all sorts of just so hair doesn't go literally everywhere, and yeah, I've been cutting my own hair. Travis, tell us about your haircut.
It was a bit last minute. I had a thing to go to on Saturday night that I forgot about. So on Friday in the evening, I was like, this is looking kind of rough. I wonder if my hair lady has a spot. So I hit her up. She says, yeah. Come in at 2 tomorrow, no problem. Like, all right, cool. So I show up, and
Is this a salon? Is this
this is a salon. It is on Wilshire in K-Town in Los Angeles. I drive 10 miles to get a haircut because I don't know. I refuse to look for somewhere else to get my haircut.
you know
Um,
what? That's an important. If you have someone, I haven't had a regular barber in a long time. I dated a barber for a little while.
that's
She uh, and she would give me the hookup at Rudy's barbershop in Los Angeles years ago. She was a barber and a cosplayer, and yeah, now I don't have any loyalty. I guess I'm dating myself. Listen, I love my barber, and my barber is me.
do you have barber-like conversations with yourself? Like, so, what you been up to this season?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I try to give myself the awkward barber shop conversation. Uh, Let me ask you this.
Mhm.
So how long have you been going to this lady?
It dawned on me, I think 2 months ago. It's been over 3 years now.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a serious relationship.
it is. It is.
And so is so a good barber.
Mhm,
Not only do they make you leave there feeling great about yourself because you just
mhm,
stepped your game up, like you're like, oh yeah, this is my ideal. Uh, but a good barber can be a a therapist,
mhm,
a confessional,
mhm.
a just advice, like a bartender.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Um,
How's your relationship there? Do you get sage advice, or what is it?
I would say my relationship with the lady who cuts my hair, who her name
Yeah.
is Judy Lee. I do
Shout
not
out
know if that's
Judy.
I don't know if that's actually her name though, because she does not speak English and I do not speak Korean.
Oh, okay. Wait,
So,
so you don't know if that's her name? You just said her name is Judy, and then you said you don't know if that's her name.
well, that's because the salon or her chair in the salon is Hair by Judy Lee, but every time I pay for my haircut on Venmo, her name is something that sounds much more traditionally Korean.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, like I know a lot of folks have an Americanized version of their name or
Hmm.
something if they are from another part of the world.
Yeah. So most of and really the burden of consequence is on me at this point because it's been 3 years, and I also had in the Bay Area before I moved a Korean hairstylist there. Um, she had, her English was very good, so I didn't feel the need. But at this point, I'm like, I could have learned something.
Mm-hmm.
I have a month generally between each time. I could at least learn how to say like, "Hey, how you doing?" In Korean. I have not, but It makes
Oh, I
for
could. I actually speak a little bit of Korean. Do you want me
Oh,
to give you a
really?
couple of phrases you can use next time?
Yes.
Yeah. So to say I speak some Korean
Mhm.
is 한국말 조금 해요.
Hangukmal Jakamhayo. Well, out of the gate,
한국말 조금 해요.
if that would be a lie, but I'm gonna keep that in the back of my head for when I actually do speak some Korean.
See, but I I've worked with some Korean folks before, and
Huh.
then sometimes if I've gone to a Korean restaurant or something, I'll say that, and then they'll follow up, and I'll be like, "No, no, no, that's all I know. That's the only phrase."
That's
But
very much some.
yes, and then also that when you're answering a phone, you can go "여보세요." So
Do we know what that does that translate to
that's like
anything roughly?
hello. That's like hello. That's like a
Oh.
greeting. That's like a phone greeting.
I think I have heard that at the salon now that I think about it, because it is
Oh,
a
okay.
predominantly Korean salon in terms of the personnel there and the employees.
Mm-hmm.
So most of our exchanges are I roll up,
Yeah.
and usually I'm a little bit late. Yesterday or last time I wasn't, but usually I'm kind of I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry, and she's like, oh, it's fine, and she has the assistant go back, and there's a lot of shampooing. It's a twice thing, so they wash my hair before, and that's a good time
Oh,
because they do the lean
okay.
back and the thing, and like that's they kind of get in there with the
Yeah, lean with it, rock with it.
light head scratch massage, and I'm like, this is great.
Okay.
And then I sit down, and she looks at my hair, and she just goes, too long, and I go, yep, and she
Mm.
goes, same, and I go, yep, and then it's 25 minutes of absolute silence.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice. Let me ask you this. What about when you get in an, if you ever take an Uber or a Lyft, do you chit chat with the Uber or Lyft driver?
Sometimes I drove for Uber for a time and
Mm-hmm.
tried to do my best to suss out person to person. These days, I'm not too much of a chatterbox back there,
Yeah.
um, and I'll let them set the tone. I'm happy to engage, but you know, I'm not gonna make it happen. I'm okay with a quiet car.
Gotcha. Yeah, let me ask you this. So when you were an Uber driver, weirdest passenger, any passengers that stood out as like, "Oh, not going to forget this ride."
How much time do we have?
Oh yeah.
Um,
We
one
a couple
time,
minutes. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
one time, and this was
Yeah.
in the Bay Area, the East Bay, California, Walnut Creek to be specific.
All
I
right.
picked somebody up from a bar. This was like Friday night, 1:30. Stuff's closing down, and it's the
Okay, so you're
feeding
already
frenzy.
probably dubious at that point. Like, okay, well, this person probably had a few drinks. Let's see what's up.
Yeah, and that's part of the course, and that's really the feeding
Hmm.
frenzy. That's when Ubers were, and this was back, God, what year was this? 2014, where there was that surge pricing, which there still is, but
Hmm.
that's where you made your money right then. And I
Oh
pick these
yeah.
people up, and they say, "Hey, we got to go rescue our friend." And I say, "Rescue?" They say, "Yeah, she went home with this guy.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, it's getting weird. She says it's getting weird. We have to go rescue her." And I say,
Uh-oh.
all right, yeah, sure. I'm not gonna, I don't want to be hands off on this kind of situation. So it's across
Yeah.
town, and we roll up to this residential neighborhood, which, now that I think about it, was in the same cul-de-sac of a lady who also cut my hair one time. But we
It all
pull
leads
up.
back. All roads lead to Travis's hair.
Yeah, it's it's been a bigger part of my life than I think it. My hair's got me into a lot of situations. Regardless, we pull up to this house, and out comes this woman. And I go, okay, cool, we'll get her, and we'll take them all home. And then the guy comes out too. And he's like, hey, where are we going? And at this point, I am just, for one, I'm like 22, and I'm like, what's going on? And he just gets in. So now there's four people in the car.
Whoa. So the guy that we were saving her from got in.
Got in, and I am, understandably pretty alarmed. I'm thinking, is this like, do I have to call somebody or something? Everybody seemed cool, and the guy
Mm-hmm.
wasn't super weird. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ride this out and try to suss it out on the way. And they say, okay,
Right.
now we need to go to this location, which was a solid like 40-minute drive. And I was, like, well,
Wow. This is turning into an odyssey.
oh yeah, We're already in the car. We take off, and I have to drop off one of the girls first. And that's probably about halfway. We get there, and she says, "Hey, everybody, come in." And I'm like, "Oh, we're stopping? Okay." So everybody gets out, and she's like, "No, no, no, you too." And I'm like, "I don't want to die." But
You,
yeah,
they
to
wanted to
me,
party with the driver.
yeah, Uber driver, come on in. I said, you know what? Okay. So we go into this
Yes.
little like duplex scenario, and I look around, and there's like a lot of literary memorabilia on the walls,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm kind of poking around, and I'm like, "What's with all the stuff?" And it wasn't like a weird place. There was just an odd amount of like literary memorabilia. And she says,
Yes.
"Oh, I'm the granddaughter of science fiction author Philip K. Dick." I'm like,
Oh.
what? She goes, yeah. And then, it didn't seem like she was lying because it was just something she threw out in passing and it was answering my question, made
That's
sense. I'm like,
amazing.
huh, that's cool. So everybody's in this place. I still don't know what the deal is
Philip
with
K. Dick
everybody.
wrote "Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep," which is what Blade Runner is inspired by, and many others, many others.
Yeah. Yeah. A bunch of short fictions got turned to movies. A Scanner Darkly,
Mm-hmm.
other things.
Yeah.
So then we leave and she
So
tries.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So then we're heading out. She's been dropped off and she tries to tip me in marijuana, and I'm like, I'm good. I appreciate it. No, thank you. And she's like, no, no, no. I insist. I'm like, really? I don't. That feels. For one, I don't, and also that feels outside. That. And she's like, all right, well, fine, thanks anyways. And she like shakes my hand and just puts some in my hand. I'm like, I just. So here I have at this point. I can't remember. It wasn't legal yet. I just have marijuana in my hand, and I'm
Right.
like, too polite to like not take it because there's also her friends in the car. So I'm like, all right, this is coming with me now. And it's something that looks, it's about the size of like a small pine cone.
Sure. That's call that a nug or a bud.
Yeah, it was a pretty big
A
nug
nice sized
or
bud.
bud.
Yeah.
I'm very cool. And we get back in the car, back on the freeway. And then we got to go back to the original location.
Okay. So I want to. Did you survive this journey?
I did.
Did you live to tell about it?
I lived to tell about it. I'm here today. It took from 12:30 to 3. I
Wow.
drove 25 miles back and forth 3 times,
Well,
stopped
you
at this
were.
place.
So it's safe. That isn't that what an Uber driver wants? A long trip, so they don't have to
Okay,
like all this stop and starts.
financially you would think so, but at that particular time, the number of rides is greater than what you would make doing the one long ride.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because the
Okay.
the surge multiply, so to speak, it's a big. The whole thing's a racket.
Uh,
Regardless,
any other like crazy things happen along that ride?
oh yeah. To wrap up here,
Yeah.
on the last trip back to Walnut Creek from Pleasanton, California, this woman
Yes.
was just basically explaining her life story and trying to see if she should go back to school or not, and like asking me for life advice. And I'm like, because
Okay.
apparently to this group I had my stuff together uh, more than they did, and I'm like,
Right.
I don't know, lady. And then what had happened was the last party in the car was this other person we picked up back at that same bar, the same guy from the house. We had dropped off Philip K. Dick's granddaughter and the original woman, so we still had 3 in the car beside me. And we got to Pleasanton, California. They said we have to stop at Safeway, and I said, "Okay, I'm this far in. It's like 2:45 in the morning. Why not?" They go
Right.
inside. They steal a bunch of DiGiorno pizzas, and I drive them to their location and drop them off. And they said, "Thanks, see you later."
There you go. So, did they run out with them, or like was it one of these newfangled smash and grab things? Like, have you seen all these people like they go into department stores and like they take a bunch of like Birkin bags or Coach bags or something? They did the same thing, but at Safeway with DiGiorno pizzas.
It was an extremely casual smash and grab. They walked in, grabbed the pizzas, because Safeway, which down here is Vaughn's, is famously very lax on security in the wee hours of the morning.
Gotcha. Good to
Yeah.
know. So if you're going to take away one thing from this story, rob Safeway, okay, at 2:30 in the morning. You'll get away with it. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
As we said earlier last week, we're not trying to endorse crime.
No.
But if you are going to commit a crime, we want you to be safe, And what better way to do it than Safeway, your place, if you need a middle of the night, if you're going to get stoned on loose weed that you're handing to your Uber driver,
Driver.
get stoned and go to Safeway for your pizzas. Okay. Shout out to Deborah Rudnick. Mother is with us, hanging out in the stream.
Oh, wonderful.
I once took an Uber ride,
Yeah.
and we could just add this. I don't know if you had a riff around. We're riffing around here, aren't
Oh, I
we?
do. Where to go? Where to go? I had it.
Yeah,
I had it. There it
aren't
is.
we? Yeah, this is our Monday riff around, catching up, and coming up. By the way, we're going to be going through trending topics. We're going to be talking about movies, news, doing some comedy, doing some nonsense. So please, thank you for being here. Stick around, enjoy the ride. So I took, and speaking of enjoying the ride, I took a ride with an Uber driver probably about 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and very, very nice gentleman. And he said, we were just talking about like, how's it going? And like, pretty good, pretty good. And he's like, oh yeah, very good. You're getting like, yeah, one day I'll be as good as you. I will someone will drive me. And I said, well, that could happen today. I could drive you. And he said, really? And I said, yeah. We switched places. I drove his car. He sat in the passenger seat.
You did a switch?
We did the old switcheroo, the old fire drill. Got out, ran around. I got in. He got in the other door. There you have it. You
Wow.
know, and very very loose as a goose to let that happen.
Yeah,
Didn't
no
go
kidding.
too far. I was just I was going to. I remember it was a friend's birthday party. I was going to just at a bar, a bunch of people gathering at a bar. So I didn't want to drive my own car. Here's the Your Pal Hal promise: no drinking and driving from this guy. I will Uber. So yeah, we did that, and crazy, just weird, very weird. I can't imagine doing that today. I can.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. It was very odd that like I was like now I wouldn't want to bug anyone. I think that would be weird. Every once in a while, you get a very friendly, super chill. This guy was just in like a great mood, very friendly, and I'm like, let's do it, my dude.
And
Uh,
the early days of rideshare, Wild West.
mhm. Oh, my mom's asking about Andrew Cuomo. Yeah, we talked about Chris Cuomo getting fired. Yeah, Andrew Cuomo, Governor Cuomo, the COVID. Here's the thing: we're gonna keep the social distance. We're going to get vaccinated. The emergency rooms, very the hospitals, very overpacked, very busy. So this holiday season, if you see a family, by the way, I am a pig. That's my Andrew Cuomo. Chris Cuomo fired by CNN for just being the news story. When you take over and become the news story and have this huge conflict of interest, yeah, can't blame him. Can't blame him. Chris Cuomo, who kind of a lightning rod here. And yeah, he's kind of in a rock and a hard place, but you gotta like listen. Do you want to help your criminal brother, or do you want to keep your job being somewhat objective? Well, not. I mean, Chris Cuomo. He was less of a news guy and more of an opinion guy. Uh, like him, Don Lemon, Anderson Cooper. They're not straight news guys.
Yeah.
Uh, they're giving their opinion oftentimes on
Pundits,
the
as they're
news.
sometimes
Yeah,
called.
pundits. Yeah, my mother very interested in the Cuomo story. Also, this weekend, I saw the movie. It finally got around to this
Hmm.
movie. I can't believe it's taken me so long to watch this 1990s. I'm going to say 93, 94 classic, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Watched that for the
Really?
first time in my life front to back. Yep. And
How'd you like it?
oh, enjoyed the heck out of it. Enjoyed the heck out of it. And even though I think a lot of people get this twisted, Tim Burton produced it. He did not direct it. He
Mm-hmm.
and I think he co-wrote it, but his imprint all over it. Obviously, his sensibilities, his aesthetic, the
Mm-hmm.
like just the whole Hot Topic vibe. Like we wouldn't have the store Hot Topic without Tim Burton and Nightmare Before Christmas. Also, the creatures in Nightmare Before Christmas, very reminiscent of creatures that we've seen in other Tim Burton fare, like Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Also, some of the nightmare sequences of Pee-wee's Big Adventure, like
Mm.
the whole claymation, like snake and claymation snakes and creatures and things that go bump in the night.
Mm.
Really enjoyed it, and absolutely the Sally, the Raggedy Ann doll.
Oh yeah.
She is absolutely like created to be like the dream alternative chick, you know. And
Yeah.
Jack Skellington,
Mm-hmm.
very much either alternative dude, also Slender Man. I wonder, did Jack Skellington come? Jack Skellington must have come before Slender Man, because Slender Man was like an internet phenomenon.
Yeah, a lot of these things, like you said, sort of the alt girl and things like that. It's almost like it predicted them or predated them by, because that was '93.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, early Tim Burton, what a filmography. The Edward Scissorhands,
Mm-hmm.
Beetlejuice, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. You can count this because like he conceived it, and uh, Ed Wood. Like, what a run! So
Yeah.
great. Then he made. Then he sold out to the big studios as like, listen, we're trying to sell out here. Do you have a product that you would like endorsed for very few dollars? We would gladly do it. I'll endorse anything from a bag of mixed nuts to a lighter. You hit us up right here. Just contact producer Travis. Producer Travis will put his personal email on the screen later in the show, or maybe he
Absolutely.
won't. Uh, but Oh, speaking of Slender Man,
Yeah.
I've done some art recently.
Really?
So yeah, like because I host a couple of different online comedy shows,
Yeah.
and so like here's like the moon over a city. It's kind of this one's a little
Oh,
busy looking.
character house. I like
Here's
that.
some animals, like giving you different pieces of information, but for a comedy show that I host. But I made a Slender Man picture last like last year, a year and a half ago. What do you
Huh?
think of
Was
my
that for
Slender
anything?
Man?
Was that anything in particular, or just felt
Oh no,
the
my wife and I like to do little art projects, arts and crafts once in a while.
for those of you who are audio only? There's a
Yes.
it's a man in the woods. Imagine Jack Skellington, but in like a business suit and no face, just gray.
Yeah, Slender Man.
Yeah, Slender Man, internet phenom, and pretty solid horror survival game, if simple. I remember
Hmm.
playing that a couple of times. Yeah, that was
Oh, really? You
yeah, yeah,
played Slender Man?
yeah.
Interesting. So,
I don't know if
wait,
it's still
did you go out to the woods and like commit crimes?
Oh goodness, no.
Okay.
There is a call there's a game called Slenderman: The Eight Pages. It's a Steam game where you are in the woods and trying to run away from Slenderman. And I think there's no way to really win. It's just more like how long can you go for? Yeah, June 2012.
Is when you played that?
Yeah, that's when it came out. It was right around then, and it's for how rudimentary it is, it really gets the job done. It is it's anxiety inducing.
Oh, wow. So is it like have you ever played like Mafia, or like what the or the game where you're sitting around with a bunch of friends, and like you close your eyes
Ah.
and someone is the killer and your shoulder
Werewolves
gets
is what I
tapped?
played of that. Werewolves
Okay.
was
Yeah, I
a
think there are
big
different.
that was
Okay,
a
so
big improv team tradition.
Yes, absolutely. But well, I'm glad, Travis, that your version of Slender Man was not taking a teenager out to the woods and stabbing them the way those young girls who got arrested for saying they were commanded by Slender Man and from the Creepy Pasta website. You familiar with Creepy Pasta?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So glad you're staying on the straight and narrow, Travis. So we saw Nightmare Before Christmas. Very nice, an enjoyable night. Let me ask you: is Nightmare Before Christmas Christmas movie or Halloween movie?
I think it goes both ways. You can justify it on
As
either end of the
as
holiday.
several of my good friends, it goes both ways, and it is. I think it could be a Christmas or a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be both. Could be both. Watch it on Halloween works. Watch it in this very season we're in works. Uh, Nightmare Before Christmas. It's 11:32. You're hanging out with your pal Hal. We are going to be here till 1 p.m. on the West Coast. Going to be here till 4 p.m. on the East Coast, 2:32 East Coast time right now. And I would love for you to participate in this show. Do you think that Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween or a Christmas movie or both? Let us know. Are you snacking on something tasty? Let us know. What do you think? Travis, pop up, give yourself a big box on the screen. Let's flip boxes. Yeah. What do you think of Travis's new haircut? You can let us know. Very sharp, looking good, my friend. Looking very good.
Thank
I
you
need
very
to clean up
much.
my act a little bit. You are inspiring me. Uh, what do you think of Travis's new haircut? Let us know, and you can talk to us by getting your smart device's attention. Use the magic word "say" and then drop in anything after that. Smart device, say. Travis looks like $1,000,000. Smart device, say. Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween movie, you fool. Or you can go to backchannel.tv and let your fingers do the walking. You can chat with us there. My mom gives you an A for that haircut. I think it's just put the letter A, so I'm assuming it's that haircut. Travis looks great, my mom says. There you go, Travis.
Thank you, Deborah.
And let's see, anything else we want to chat about? Yeah, I had my brother and sister-in-law over
Oh, wonderful.
for a little Hanukkah party. Happy. I hope everyone had a happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah is essentially over, but listen, it's if I hope your menorah, your latkes, your gift giving were great, and then uh, drank a little too much wine. Drank a little too much wine when my brother and sister in law were over. My wife, we ate some delicious barbecue. Oh, Travis. So
Yeah.
here's one other thing I want to tell you about. So Jews, we like to eat brisket, which is like a beef uh, cut,
Right.
and but there's Jewish brisket, and then there's Southern brisket.
I was just learning about this the other day.
Gotcha. I don't know. Were we talking about it? No.
No, I was talking with
Okay.
the person I'm seeing right now. She is Jewish, and we were talking about meat cuts because
Yes.
I don't I could not tell you why, but that was I talked about brisket, and then she says I like brisket, but not like the one you're probably thinking about. And I was like, huh? And she explained the whole
Hmm.
thing. I'm like, oh,
Hell yeah. So here's the thing. We wanted to have a traditional Hanukkah. By the way, Stacy's in the house. Stacy, great to see you. Thanks for
hello.
joining. Shout out to Warren who joined the stream. Uh, so we we were going to have we wanted to have a traditional Hanukkah and with potato pancakes, aka latkes,
Hmm.
and light the menorah and have some Jewish brisket. And I contended Jewish brisket less tasty than Southern barbecue brisket. Long story short, we had Southern barbecue brisket. I, I'm I I ordered brisket from Blood Barbecue in
Oh, I haven't been there yet. Is that
in
good?
So good, so good. 2 locations. One is, closer to you, and I think in, South Central Los Angeles,
Yeah.
and one is, closer to Hollywood on La Brea. Bloodsoe's barbecue, so good. That brisket just tender, juicy, delish. So sorry to my fellow Jews. What up, Stace? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I'm a Southern brisket guy, but I'm like, come on, it's all brisket. It's all
Yeah.
brisket. Yeah, like the Jewish brisket, it has like a little bit more of a boiled consistency, and yeah, I don't know. And then additionally, last thing this weekend, I was talking about the film that just came out, the new Jane Campion film, Power of the Dog, and my I was we talked about it on Friday a little bit. I finally watched it this weekend, but before I watched it, my mom thought because I was talking about it on Friday that I'd already seen it, and she kind of spoiled it for me.
Oh
But then I
no.
watched it, and it wasn't totally spoiled. So, by the way, Power of the Dog is streaming on Netflix right now. Worth a watch. It's kind of like, uh, it definitely has a There Will Be Blood kind of vibe to it.
Okay.
I would say Benedict Cumberbatch absolutely is kind of a Daniel Plainview light in this movie, and it's well
Mm.
acted, and it's like a historical family drama, and it's got like some really dark tones in it, and I enjoyed the heck out of Power of the Dog, and I was still surprised by the ending. My mom didn't spoil it completely, so I knew that's the yeah. I'm not even going to get into it because I'll spoil it for anyone who potentially might want to watch it. So, Power of the Dog on Netflix. Mom, all is forgiven, all is absolved. Let's dive into the Twitterverse here and see what's trending.
You
Is
got
it
it
the
coming.
Twitterverse? Is it the Twitter sphere? Call it what you want. Stuff's trending, and we're going to talk about it. So first up, the it looks like that Biden is going to boycott the Olympics and so basically, if we boycott the Olympics and the Olympics are still airing on what is it, NBC, then like NBC's got to be like, what the hell, Joe? Like NBC cannot be happy about this. The US will not send diplomatic officials to the 2022 Beijing Olympics, citing China's human rights violation. So they're not sending diplomatic officials. Are the athletes still going? I'm going to read this blurb. The White House has announced on Monday that the U.S. will not be sending any officials or representatives to the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing, citing China's human rights abuses. The Washington Post reports American athletes are still permitted to attend. Okay, because Team USA did not want to pull the athletes from the. There you go. All right. So, pull the athletes from the games because they've been training for years. The White House press secretary Jen Psaki said on Monday President Joe Biden initially said in November that they were considering a diplomatic boycott of the Beijing 2022 Olympics over China's human rights records. Okay, so there you go. And what did they say? Is this is a winter? Yeah, the 2022 Winter Games coming up in February. It's crazy that we just had a Summer Olympics, and now we got bang bang because we missed a year, we skipped a year. Is the Olympics still every 4 years? It seems like there's too many Olympics recently. Uh, yeah, I'm. My mom liked Cumberbatch. Yes, in Power of the Dog. Yeah, I can kind of take or leave the Olympics. It seems like they really dominate the news. Let us know. Are you a huge Olympics fan, Stacy? Are you an Olympic maniac? Uh, uh, if I like exploring Twitter accounts, I do like exploring Twitter accounts. Stacy, you know me too well. I am your pal, but yeah, I honestly can take or leave the Olympics. When it's on, all right, I'll watch. If it's not on, I don't miss them. Not yearning for them. Like, it's sports that I only watch once every 4 years, and they and I feel like the by the numbers storytelling, the way they break down, like, this person went through this kind of hardship. All the chips were stacked against him, but they recovered, and here they are, getting Olympic glory. Like, it's like it's the same thing, like, this athlete lost their parents, then they lost their job, then they were homeless, but they trained, they fought, and here they are, overcoming the odds. It's always like those stories that it's like, "Oh, man, well, it's a," like, it's a little bit of a little soap opera-y, the way the Olympic story background packages kinda manipulate the melodrama. Uh Oh, wow. Stacy has, been to the Special Olympics. She was in the Special Olympics. That's congratulations. That's huge. What sports, what events? We wanna know. Very cool. Very impressive. I'm more of a mathlete than an athlete myself. Uh, so the U.S. not sending any diplomatic officials, not Jill Biden, Dr. Jill Biden will not be attending in Beijing over human rights abuses in China, and that's kind of it's a crazy story. The contradictions between the athletes. I know in the NBA, they have there's a lot of Chinese money in the NBA. And oh, Stacy did the track run in the Special Olympics. Amazing. Congratulations to you. That is huge. And that's so awesome that you could compete, Stacy. I'm darn glad to hear it. Very nice. The China's got a lot of money tied up in NBA, and I know that the NBA has had a real conflict of interest there when some NBA officials and players have spoken out against China, and then some have gotten criticized for not speaking out enough. Like LeBron James has gotten criticized for not speaking out enough about China. Enos Cantor from the Boston Celtics was recently giving him a hard time about that. Uh, all right. Seeing what else is trending. Oh, Barron Trump. What's going on with Barron? I guess Barron Trump was missing from Donald Trump's Christmas card invite that he had the whole family on. There's going to be a big Christmas party down at Mar-a-Lago. And let's see here. What's going on with this Trump card? If we could get that picture up here. Oh my God! Look at Barron right there. uh, the kid's tall, that's for sure. You know what? Good for them for leaving. Give this kid a chance at a normal life. Uh, Listen, I'm pro Barron. I'm rooting for him. Okay. I I'm not pro anyone else in that family except Mary Trump, his I guess Trump's niece. But yeah, let's. Oh, there's that Christmas card. Can we get that Christmas card as big as possible? So Donald Trump is having a big Mar-a-Lago uh, Christmas Christmas party, and there's a Christmas card here with Donald Trump wearing a tuxedo and a vest, and he the way it's cut, it does look like a penis. Okay, put that out there. And Merry Christmas. And on these little jingle balls, on these ornaments hanging at the top of the card, are each of his family members. Can we blow that up so we can see who the hell is? Oh boy, there's the the entire Rogues gallery. You have uh, Ivanka, Melania, Don Jr., Eric, and Tiffany. Yes, even Tiffany will be there, folks. Christmas at Mar-a-Lago. Uh, i- that could be either like an Ebenezer Scrooge style Christmas special or a Lifetime movie, Christmas at Mar-a-Lago, or could that be a new Christmas Carol? We spent Christmas in Mar-a-Lago. Do 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 do. Uh, Donald Trump got orange paint all over the sheets and napkins. Christmas time at Mar-a-Lago. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to keep workshopping that. Uh, Stacy says we should explore YouTube accounts as well as the Twitter accounts. Uh, I like that idea, Stacy. But if we did that, like we showed, it's tougher to show YouTube videos because they're all monetized, and if we show them without certain permissions, then they get taken down. So it's a little tougher. But that's a great suggestion, Stacy. I appreciate that very much. So yeah, oh god, what a nightmare. I wish I could like I almost wish I could masquerade as uh as a Trump supporter and just see the nightmare of Christmas at Mar-a-Lago. But then again, no thank you. And look, President Donald J. Trump. Yeah, you're not the president anymore. So, I mean, would you always put that? Like if Barack Obama was hosting a big Christmas party, would he put President Obama? I don't think so because he has the seal and everything. It's yeah, the delusion is real. The delusion is real. Uh Travis,
Gotta say, I think this is fake. I think this might be fake.
what?
Yeah, something about it just screams too good to be true.
Like from the shape of his vest and everything
Yeah, there's something
to
about this that just speaks that if for as much as it feels too on the nose.
hmm, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to check in with Snopes later on to find out what is the deal. What is the deal with this Trump Mar-a-Lago party? Or Travis, just find out how much it is to go. And okay, or we can Google search Trump Mar-a-Lago party. Whatever it is, uh, that was uh, yeah, that was a fascinating Christmas card right there. Uh, Also trending. Oh, so my wife and I'm a big wife guy. I love talking about my wife. We have a Peloton in the house that we use to stay in shape. I need to ride it a little more. I should be riding it 3 to 4 times a week. I ride it twice a week. But there was a great Twitter thread of people making fun of Peloton ads. And like the Peloton ads, if you see them on TV or just in magazines, they are like the the people and the setups and it reeks of privilege and like the Peloton in the commercial is always just like in the most modern looking house or apartment, and it just makes it look uh financially like impenetrable to try to get a Peloton. And yeah, and just fraught with privilege and uh yeah like no concern about the optics. So there was a very funny Twitter thread from the the name is Clue Haywood. If you could find that Clue Haywood Peloton thread, Travis, and we'll read some of these. Very funny, and there's visual to it as well. If you could bring it up. Clue Haywood. There it is. All right. So, love putting my Peloton by. Okay, I'm going to read these in my most bougie, rich voice. Uh, Love putting my Peloton bike in the most striking area of my ultra modern $3 million house. from Clue Haywood. Yeah, that is basically what every Peloton commercial. And then you have, if you could scroll down a little bit there. Oh yeah, there it is. In the most striking place in your $3 million house. Here's another one. I had my carpenter build a $9,000 finished wood riser for my Peloton bike in my glass enclosed Zen Garden home gym. Super bougie. Here we go. I put my Peloton bike in the center of the panoramic living room window in my New York penthouse. God. Yeah, just like these people on display with their Peloton bikes, keeping it going. When we visited my parents for Christmas, I had to put my Peloton bike right in the living room. They didn't have a home gym or a conservatory or anything. Ugh. Yes, the bougie privilege of Peloton continues. A good place for your Peloton bike is between your kitchen and your living room, facing the cactus garden, so you always remember virtual spin class. Okay. I took my Peloton bike to Europe and used it on the balcony of our $2,000 a night Airbnb. And honestly, I felt like I was flying over London. You should try it. There you go. More privilege, just like an everyone here is in like everyone in these Peloton ads or these these print photos from a Peloton brochure, they're in great shape. It's no one trying to get into shape. These people are just maintaining. Like they've hit the goal weight. I have a Peloton at home, at work, and also one placed by the ocean facing living room windows of our 4 bedroom beach cottage. Peloton lifestyle. Probably the worst thing about putting a Peloton bike in my spotless, huge kitchen is when my dumb kid interrupts the workout. Where is Consuela? She has one job. Yes, the privilege, absolutely. The privilege is strong in this one. Sometimes I'll move the Peloton bike into our gallery so I can spend time with my half gay husband while he reads Architectural Digest wearing combat boots. Yeah, it's just such a weird staged picture here of this couple hanging out, but not hanging out. Being in proximity, so you get the idea. The privilege of Peloton, just the optics of their ads. They're like very much painting the picture of this idealized Peloton lifestyle. And listen, guilty. I am a living proof of this. When I go down in my shorts and t-shirt or sweatpants to ride the Peloton, and but it is convenient. I will say that. I like having it. It is convenient. So glad to have the Peloton in the house. Especially we got it during the pandemic, and because yeah, my wife, she used to go to spin class. Now, just Peloton. There you go. All right. So that was a fun little thread from Clue Haywood. My Peloton is in the living room. Okay. There we go. And then, if you are a fan of the MCU, there was some news over the weekend. I guess Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel Studios, announced that Charlie Cox, who played Daredevil, by the way, Correct joined the stream. Steven joined the stream. Good to see y'all. Thanks for being here. Charlie Cox, who played Daredevil in the Netflix shows in the MCU, Netflix's Daredevil, will remain the MCU's Daredevil. So that's very cool because the first Daredevil, especially the first couple of seasons, definitely, for my money, the best of the MCU TV shows on Netflix. The character development, the fighting, the way it was staged, and the supporting cast. You had Rosario Dawson in there and some really cool supporting players. And I know Charlie Cox is like particularly beloved uh, as uh, as this character. So that's very nice to see. It would be cool to see him back. It'd be cool to see him have some kind of storyline with Spider-Man. Daredevil is coming back, but then other people were talking about maybe bring back everyone, bring back Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. But they were saying, you know what? We can skip Iron Fist. And I don't know if you're familiar with Netflix's Iron Fist, but it was kind of like, yeah, the limpest, worst addition to the cinematic universe. Because, like, I don't know, there was something about it that he was just like, oh, this the character is this white guy who almost seems like he's like co-opting someone else's like culture in it, and he was never really, I don't know, there was always something, people had something against Iron Fist and the way he was portrayed on Netflix. There was not a lot of fandom for that. I tried watching some of that show, and then I watched uh the some of the team up where they brought all those characters together, and the Defenders. Yeah, so. Travis, I know you're a big comic book guy. Do you have any thoughts on these characters?
Yeah, I'm with you that Defenders fell short. It's a terrible waste of what could have been a really good villain role for Sigourney Weaver, of all people. Like,
Yeah.
just
Mm-hmm.
killed it with that casting. From what I understand, Iron Fist season 2 was better, but I couldn't make through the first as well. I couldn't make it into even the end of Luke Cage because once they nicked off the first villain, which talk about a launching pad for a career there, also before
Mahershala
he
Ali.
yeah, before Mahershala Ali popped off.
Yeah.
I think this is the right move. Charlie Cox is great. He's also a great dude. It'd be great to see Jessica Jones reprised by Kristen Ritter if they ever decide to have her in media. There's so
Mm-hmm.
much potential, but I think it is tricky because some of these heroes, particularly Iron Fist and Luke Cage, more so Iron Fist, when they were thought of in like the mid late 70s, there was just not as much of a big deal. It wasn't seen so much as an inappropriate thing to have this sort of cultural appropriation. It was more like, hey, kung fu films are really popular right now. Let's make a kung fu guy.
Yeah,
And
but make sure he's white.
yeah, and it just doesn't hit the same way anymore. And it's a bummer because
Yeah.
there's a really good adaptation in there. It's almost similar, I feel, to Hawkeye. There's some really good source material to draw from there. But main point is Charlie Cox stays. That's great. Why not? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. That's a good thing. Definitely enjoyed, like, some of the like hand-to-hand combat scenes in Daredevil were like some of the best in the MCU, like
Stunning.
bar none.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Really
that
reminiscent of
hallway scene.
exactly like
That
the
was
it.
what, like, one of the first that really announced the arrival of this show, and it was fantastic.
It's just the way that felt, and that was such a great introduction to this Netflix show, saying, "Hey, this is totally a different thing," because that felt like almost the fight in They Live, but a more hard edge version like that, mixed with like Old Boy of just this is gonna take a long time. Everybody's exhausted. Fighting is actually very hard when you're just a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. And I thought it also was reminiscent of one of my favorite action franchises, The Raid,
Oh, right. Ever since you've
as
been,
well.
I have not seen any Raid movies yet, and
Oh,
it's
The Raid 2, I think, is available on Hulu or HBO. The Raid 2 is streaming.
yeah.
I'm not sure about the first one, but it's so good. Like it is in the conversation for like greatest action movies.
Wow.
These films, they're stunning. Um, so yeah, Charlie Cox, if you're an MCU fan, that's good news. And Kevin Feige said he is yeah, potentially we may see him upcoming in Marvel movies. So every so often. By the way, it's 12:01. If you're eating lunch, if you're working, if you're just hanging out and day drinking, no judgment, judgment-free zone. Your pal Hal hanging out with you, and glad to be doing so regardless of what you're doing. If you want to participate in the show, please go ahead and talk to your device. Get your smart device's attention. Use the magic word "say" and then put anything into that. So, smart device, say, I love Charlie Cox. Glad he's going to be in the MCU. Smart device, say, I'm eating a giant burrito and it is awesome. Good for you. I want to know what you're snacking on, by the way. Or you can go to backchannel.tv and chat with us there. Please do so. Appreciate your input. And we're going to be here up until 1 p.m. on the West Coast and 4 p.m. on the East Coast. So every day, more or less, we will do a deep dive into a Twitter account. We will see what's going on and let you know what is happening. Today, we're going to do a public service to help keep you on the straight and narrow, keep you out of trouble. We're going to take a look at the Twitter account belonging to the FBI. That's right, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The official FBI Twitter, submit tips. Okay, yeah. So if you want to be a narc, all right, submit tips to tips.fbi.gov. Public info may be used for authorized purposes. All right, 3.4 million followers. FBI verified, crushing it. All right, let's see what is happening in their tweets. The FBI is still seeking information regarding people who committed violence at the U.S. Capitol January 6th. Visit gousa.gov blah, 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 to see photos and videos from current cases. And if you recognize someone, oh yeah, there's my dad. No. Oh, Uncle Phil. Yeah, if you have any relatives that you think that might have been, or any friends at January 6th, do the right thing. Turn them in. My mom is eating a hot dog and sauerkraut. Yum. I'm getting hungry. I love a hot dog and sauerkraut. I hope there's some mustard on that, Mom. I hope you put some mustard on that. All right, keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. FBI released data today on nearly 9 million crimes reported to the National Incident-Based Reporting System in 2020. Nearly 10,000 law enforcement agencies contributed data last year. Okay, so do we want to? Yeah, let's click on that. Let's see. Or is it just a? All right. So types of crimes reported: crimes against society, 14.3%; crimes against persons, 25.2%; crimes against property, the far and away winner, 60.5%. And you know what? For my money, I think that's the way to go. Well, society or property. Don't commit a crime against a person. Leave people alone. If you're going to do a crime, well, you might do the time, but do it against a property or society. Like, oh, yes, Office Space. Good pull, Travis. Crimes against property, destroying the printer in an Office Space. Sick as hell. Sick as hell. Very cool. There it is. All right, let's go back in. Let's go back in and see what else the FBI has to say. Let's do, yeah, scrolling. The FBI honors. Oh, okay, I thought this was going to be a fugitive. The FBI honors Special Agent Gregory Rajoy, who died on duty in 2006 during. Yep. Rest in peace. Missing person. I hope we find this missing person. Caitlin Michelle Akins. She's got a real nice foot tattoo there. So let's get her. Let's find her. The FBI warns network defenders to be aware of Cuba ransomware, folks. Oh, honey mustard. Mom's got honey mustard on the hot dog. All right, interesting. I'm a more of a Dijon guy, But glad you got some mustard in the picture there. That's all that matters. Shout out to mustard. By the way, if you are a mustard and you want you want to, we are very pro mustard here. I would love to shill for any mustard brand who's out there listening. French's, Grey Poupon, Dijon, yellow. I'm in. Honey mustard, count me in. The FBI warns network defenders to be aware of Cuba ransomware on their systems. Cuba ransomware is distributed via handset or malware. You can find technical details and recommend mitigations in our. All right, I don't even know what all this means, but watch out for that Cuba ransomware. Money Mule Initiative. U.S. law enforcement targets fraud facilitators, doubling last year's enforcement. All right, fraudsters, we're coming after you. Going to crack down. $3.7 million in fraud proceeds reclaimed. All right. Listen, you're going to get caught, fraudsters. The FBI is on the case. California man sentenced to more than 6 years in prison for federal hate crime conviction. Ooh. Listen, don't hate, celebrate. But if you do hate, you're going to go to prison for at least 6 years for doing a hate crime. Ole Hogan's violent assault didn't just attack an individual, he attacked the entire community associated with the victim. Ole Hogan, screw you. Oh, is Ole Hogan the perpetrator or the victim or the perpetrator?
The perpetrator in this case.
Okay, yeah,
Well,
screw you,
actually,
Ole. Oh,
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
all
Yeah,
crime is unacceptable.
yeah, they wouldn't name him and then not name him as the victim later.
Uh, but hate crimes are particularly cruel. They strike at an unchangeable, fundamental, and defining part of a victim's identity. True. In this way, they attack everyone who identifies with this victim. Hate crimes are the highest priority of the FBI's civil rights program because each crime threatens the freedoms and protections guaranteed to all communities. There you go. So Ole Hogan, I think he's if you're the perpetrator, Ole Hogan, you know, you got what was coming to you. If you're the victim, Ole Hogan, I'm sorry. uh, Special Agent Jay Cordsworth Delworth died in a plane crash on this day. Oh no, yeah, on this day in 1945. Yeah, God bless you. And any other interesting? Oh, there's a nice old timey picture. Oh, more January 6th news. Help identify this bald a hole who assaulted law enforcement during the U.S. Capitol riots on January 6th. This insurrectionist, if you recognize this man in the photo, call tips. Refer to photo 498 in your tip. Yeah, this guy looks like a real schmuck on wheels. Hope he gets what's coming to him. This individual, okay, another individual wearing a red, white, and blue MAGA hat. You know what? Hope this guy gets punished by the fullest extent of the law. On this day in 1938, the FBI's first major international spy case resulted in the conviction of 3 Nazi spies who had committed espionage. And you can learn more about that if you visit. Let's a few more. More Capitol rioters. Oh, that is tough. That it is tough to identify this guy in the yellow hat. Did not get any quality pictures. So, do you recognize the yellow hat? Wait, isn't that the handler of Curious George, the man in the yellow hat? So talk to Curious George. Where you find Curious George, you may find this guy, the man in the yellow hat, who was also at the Capitol riots. Can you help? Oh, here's another one. I mean, okay. Dude in MAGA hat whose face you can't completely see. Oh, yeah. We're looking for the guy at the riots that was wearing the MAGA hat. Oh, you mean all of them? Practically. All right. So here's another a-hole we hope gets caught. Oh, it is just like a parade of jerks. Yep. Jerk. Oh, here's another jerk. Keep going. Keep going. Uh, Partnerships and powerful fight against ransomware. Okay. Boring. Oh, jerk. Jerk alert. Jerk alert. Oh, you mean the guy with the thick beard and the Carhartt jacket? Isn't that like half the guys at the riots? Um, what was that classic picture from the FBI? I want to see that couple. Um, the FBI honors Special Agents Edward J. Nartzer Jr. and Sheila Jean Regan, who died in a plane crash. Oh, a lot of plane crash deaths for the FBI. Uh, returning from an assignment in Columbus, Ohio. Ah, what you? I mean, a domestic flight. That's a shame. That's a shame. Sorry to see you. God bless you. And I think Travis. Hey, Travis.
Yes.
What do you think? Should I call the FBI tip line and report you as a Capitol rioter?
I'd rather you didn't.
You know what? All right, I considered it for a moment. Not going to do it.
All right, I
Not going to do
appreciate
it.
that because
You're welcome.
I was not there.
Because I could say you were this guy, and then you shaved your beard and just got like a real cool, stylish haircut.
I mean, yeah, the resemblance is uncanny. I do have look. I've got family in Southern Oregon, and I'm not gonna lie. This is a pretty Medford looking guy.
Oh yeah, Medford represent.
Woof. Hidden red states, all on the West Coast.
Oh yeah, um, yeah. Go to Orange County.
Yeah.
Um, all right, so that was our FBI deep dive. So basically, after deep diving into the FBI's account, like not an I would like a little bit more like cool criminal like tips or variations of like oh, here's something that's going down currently. But a lot of January 6th stuff, which good. I hope we catch all those idiots and they do the time for trying to overthrow the seat of democracy in America. And then shout outs to fallen to fallen agents. Shout outs to fallen agents. FBI, there's your FBI deep dive in the Twitterverse. Okay, let's see what we have next here today. Oh my goodness. It's time for reviews and recommendations, streaming reviews and recommendations. And since it is Monday, we're going to walk through the weekend box office. And yes, the crowning of the king of cinema this week. All right, so we take over that. Maybe we should just call it weekend box office and not reviews and recommendations. I don't know. Or maybe the reviews and recommendations should be the upcoming list, the holiday movie list that we're going to go back to. You know what? We'll sort that out. But here is your weekend box office. Coming in at number 5. This was a bit of a disappointment in as far as the Marvel Cinematic Universe goes, and it is but it's still in the top 5. I'd say this is kind of a disappointing movie weekend overall, but it was The Eternals. The Eternals, 2 hour 36-minute Marvel film, and so far domestically it has grossed 156 million. So for any other movie, that's pretty solid. For a Marvel movie, oh, like I bet they're disappointed. Like if the Marvel movie doesn't hit a billion, they're probably disappointed. Um, Travis looking up the Eternals budget and box office. Let's see what we got there. The budget 200 million. So it has not made back its budget yet. Box internationally. So international box office, yes, they've hit that. Domestically, they've not made back their budget yet, and that would be a disappointment. So yeah, worldwide, $384 million. So we'll see. We'll see if it keeps going, but it's starting to peter out. Just over 3 million this weekend for the Eternals. 3.9 million. Okay, so close to 4 million. Edging it out, I guess this is a faith-based movie, I believe. Christmas with the Chosen. Christmas with the Chosen. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can read uh, if there's a description of this movie. Artists perform new and classic Christmas songs from the set of The Chosen. What is this? Hmm. Let's see. Let's get. I would love a. Okay. The Chosen has a new episode to launch this Christmas season in December. The Chosen create a special episode about the birth of Christ through the eyes of Mary and Joseph. You'll see an extraordinary lineup of musicians perform both new and classic Christmas songs. The Chosen include Phil Wickham for King and Country, Brandon Lake. I think this is faith based. Listen, if that's what floats your boat, enjoy it. Hey, if you want to keep the Christ in Christmas, do it. Do it. Have fun. Christmas sing along. Bring the whole family and sing along in the theater. I don't know. Or do they encourage that at a screening of The Chosen if it is a musical? But yeah, there it is. I will not be attending a screening of Christmas with The Chosen. But by the way, Jews are referred to as the chosen people. What like Christmas with the chosen very well could be Christmas with a bunch of Jews, which is and you know what they call Christmas with a bunch of Jews? Thursday. Yeah, 'cause Jews don't really sell. Although we do, we do. Listen, my wife and I are Jewish, and we like the spirit. My wife loves Christmas decorations, and I think it's cheery. I grew up around a lot of Christian people. I love a little Christmas. I like the season, and it's like I mean, capitalism has taken over. It's a gifting. It's a gifting. I'm a fan of gifting, and I'm a fan of cheer. Wish me a Merry Christmas. I'll wish you a Merry Christmas right back. I don't care. You do you. All right. That's the moral of that story. All right. Let's see what else is at the box office. Uh, Number 3, yeah, I still haven't seen it. Some of the reviews have depressed me a little bit because I thought this movie was gonna be a banger, and now it seems like, oh, a little good, a little bad, a little Jared Leto doing something weird. House of Gucci coming in 3rd at 6.8 million. Uh, and let's see, how House of Gucci is faring thus far. Um, yeah, not huge numbers for Ridley Scott's directed House of Gucci, starring Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, and the rest of the gang: Jared Leto, Jeremy Irons, Al Pacino. 33 million domestically, 33 million and a half internationally, combining for 67,245,223 gross for and the budget. So they're internationally combined, they are nearing they're almost made it back. I predict they will make back their budget, but not a ton more. Well, yeah, and in like licensing rights and streaming and all that, they'll do just fine. Listen, I am the movie company. I mean, they're hurting. Yeah, I mean, box office is not what it was, not what it was quite yet. I mean, a lot of people are hoping for. Oh, are you trying to book me a ticket right now, Travis? I mean, I now I've waited so long on House of Gucci. There are more movies that I want to see that like I haven't seen yet that are already released now. Like Licorice Pizza, I really want to see the new Paul Thomas Anderson movie, and I want to see the new Wes Anderson movie, French Dispatch, which has been out for several weeks. I'm just not going to a ton of movies right now because there is an embarrassment of riches on streaming. So, uh, yeah, there's that. There's that. So, Travis, thank you, but I'm not going to book my ticket right now. I'm not going to book my ticket. Okay, back to the weekend BO, and I'm not talking about body odor. I'm talking about box office. Ghostbusters Afterlife coming in at number 2 with a cool $10.4 million. And Ghostbusters Afterlife has grossed 102 million domestically, 42 million internationally. Not a huge international hit. What are they, afraid of ghosts internationally? Or is Ghostbusters not the phenomenon here in the States that it is internationally, or if not the phenomenon internationally that is here in the States, rather. Yep, there's some pictures. Paul Rudd. Yeah, I'm a little over this Finn Wolfhard, by the way. Sorry to be a blowhard when it comes to Finn Wolfhard, but it seems like I don't know. I've a little Finn Wolfhard fatigue because he's in every nostalgia based thing. Stranger Things, It, Ghostbusters. Yeah. I like him well enough. Does a nice job in the Stranger Things, but yeah, a little too much of like I'm. If I have to watch him ride a bicycle in another in another IP, I'm I don't know. I'm over it. I'm over it. Over Finn Wolfhard. So Ghostbusters Afterlife, $145 million worldwide so far. And number one at the box office, second week in a row, Encanto, Disney's Encanto, with 12.7 million. So It's been out for a couple weeks now. $57 million domestically, $58 million internationally, 116 million worldwide for Disney's Encanto. It seems to me, yeah, like this was not a banger of a weekend box office wise. I mean, maybe people were just like busy with Christmas parties and stuff, but there weren't any like huge openings this weekend. So uh, there you have it. This week's box office. Um, those are the results. So I know we still have a couple of big movies coming out. Obviously, The Matrix, Spider-Man: No Way Home, West Side Story, which is getting some good early buzz. And like my wife, who does not want to go to the movie theater, like she just wants to stay home, watch a movie on the couch. Boom, happy as a clam, done and done. But when a commercial for West Side Story came on, she said, "I'll go see that in the movie theater. Let's go see that. I'll go see that in the movie. Buy the tickets. Let's go. We're going. Put on your coat. I'm going to start the car." And I'm like, "Oh, well, it's not playing yet." And then she said, "Oh, okay." But she wants to see that in the movie theater. Uh, Thank you for hanging out with us. It is 12:23. You are kicking it with your pal Hal right here on Backchannel. You can chit chat with us by going to backchannel.tv or talk to your smart device. Get your smart device's attention. Use the magic word say and put in whatever you want to say after that. So, smart device, say, can't wait for West Side Story. Smart device, say, I will never set foot in a movie theater again. Oh, that'd be kind of sad. Or, yeah, again, chat with us on backchannel.tv. Hey, Travis,
Yeah,
if you wouldn't mind holding down the fort for one moment.
absolutely. You got it.
Okay, be right back.
Hey everybody, how we doing? As Al said, it's Monday. It's about 12:24 p.m. Let's see if I can do his thing. West Coast, which means East Coast, it is 3:24. I can do math. And Central is something else. I don't know how that works. Hanging out with you here on Back Channel, the Your Pal Hal Show. I am producer Travis, holding it down while Hal steps away to do something. I'm not sure if we have a friend coming in today, or maybe he just needed a moment, as we do, a break. I finally cracked into the Beatles Get Back last night, and it was a good time. This is what I'm going to talk about. The thing that's really funny to me about the Beatles Get Back and the first episode of that, which is largely them in this empty studio in England, just writing and talking about how they're going to do the record in such a short amount of time, and how in 3 weeks they have a dress rehearsal, then they have to like do the whole record live. My biggest takeaway so far from the entire experience is writing with a band, writing music in the context of a band has never changed ever. Never once. That's exactly how it's been anytime I've done it. Even when I was in high school, it's equal parts goofing around, kind of working, more goofing around, someone suggesting something and then someone else being like, yeah, yeah, sure, and never trying it. And it's incredible. And I think every kid in a garage band should be forced to watch Get Back so that they can learn that you can be a bunch of idiots and also be the most popular band in the world. Looks like Hal is almost back in the building here. I'm waiting for the signal to go ahead, let him back in. But if you've seen that or anything else, chime in. Let us know what you're thinking about Get Back, about anything else you got. And now hit back with your pal Hal. Bleep.
Hey, Travis, thank you for holding it down. Yeah, I'm glad you cracked into Get Back. Absolutely recommend it. And it's just fun being a fly on the wall as those folks, the Beatles, get into and create and work their genius. And I host a streaming podcast with my pal Lon Harris, and we talked about Get Back recently on Binge Boys, and you can find Binge Boys wherever you get your podcasts. So we talked about the weekend box office, we talked about what's out in the theaters, but I was telling you earlier, this weekend, one of the films I watch, a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie, but a seasonal movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas. And then also, we watched a couple of bad, like quote unquote, like kind of lifetimey Christmas movies. There was one called Christmas at the Castle or something with Brooke Shields and Carrie Elways on Netflix, which was cheesy, but like you're in it for the cheese. And then there was one that was like really bad that starred Kelsey Grammer, John Cleese, Elizabeth Hurley, and then some unknown British actors. I don't know why we stumbled onto this uh, and watched about half of it. Really kind of bad, very just like cheesy, overly like saccharine Lifetime kind of movies. But those are, Lifetime Christmas movies are pretty dumb and fun. But we've been walking through the list of the best Christmas movies of all time, according to the movie aggregator Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes has their all-time Christmas list, and we're going to jump back into it today and see where and pick up where we left off with the all-time Christmas list. All right, so gonna find, there we go. All right, thank you, Travis, for bringing that up. So coming in at number 48, so it's the top 65. We're at number 48 here. The night before, it's Seth Rogen, uh, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Anthony Mackie, and you got a little bit of Hanukkah in there, a little bit of Christmas. I haven't seen it, but it's uh, I, I've wondered about this movie. The night before provokes enough belly laughs to qualify as a worthwhile addition to the list of Christmas comedies worth revisiting, even if it isn't quite as consistent as the classics. Okay, so not quite a classic. Here's the thing, though. I consider National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation a classic, and this is considerably higher. Like it's just such dumb fun with National Lampoon's with the Griswold clan, Beverly D'Angelo, Chevy Chase, Randy Quaid just being an idiot. Uh, it's a, I consider National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation a Christmas classic. Is it a Christmas Story? No, not that level, but it's very good. So the night before, I need to watch The Night Before and see. You know what? Maybe I need to watch every movie on this list. I don't know, but The Night Before is number 48. At number 47, the Dennis Leary film The Ref, which I saw in in I saw this way back in the 90s. This is a very good movie. This is an underrated sleeper. I will say I'm glad this is on the list. Unfortunately, it's got the canceled Kevin Spacey in it. But if you can stomach seeing him for a little bit, this is a really fun, dark Christmas movie. Undeniably uneven and too dark for some, sure. But The Ref nonetheless boasts strong turns from Dennis Leary, Judy Davis, and Kevin Spacey, as well as a sharply funny script. Bickering spouses annoy the cat burglar, Dennis Leary, who takes them hostage in their Connecticut home. Hey, Travis, come on in for a second. If
Yes.
if you were hanging out with a bunch of pals and you're like, oh, let's put on a Christmas movie, or let's put on a movie, how much do you think would you be like, oh, Kevin Spacey's in it? No, let's pick something else.
Uh,
Or would you be like, screw it? You know, what are you going to do? The movie exists.
yeah, I'm
Or
I'm more in
like,
that. I'm in that latter camp, especially depending on this is 1994. Depending on the format, I don't think he's going to be getting a huge kickback from watching it once. And
yeah,
this is a good one.
yeah. Um, so there you go. Directed by the late Ted Demme. There you go. The Ref, absolutely worth checking out. Very fun movie. Number 46, The Santa Claus, Tim Allen. Uh, the Home Improvement Zone. The Santa Claus is utterly undemanding, but it's family rooted in the sort of good old fashioned holiday spirit missing from too many modern Yuletide films. Uh, so yeah, I've never seen the Santa Claus. Maybe I give it a watch, or maybe I don't. But that's number 46. Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. Uh, I feel like I saw this. I feel like it's very fun. Yeah, I think I saw this. This is a good time. Although, if you want something really interesting, try to hunt down the 1970s Star Wars Christmas special. That's that's a train wreck that you won't be able to pull away from because it is like so crazy and bizarre. But the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special, number 45. Number 44 is Happy Christmas. Anna Kendrick. See, I've never heard of this. Uh, when is this from? Uh, Intelligent, well acted, satisfyingly low key. Happy Christmas marks another step in prolific filmmaker Joe Swanberg's creative evolution. I don't even know who Joe Swanberg is. I am. Lena Dunham is in this. Uh, huh. Again, this is above. Like, we have some actual classics on this list, and this I'm not familiar. It's got a decent tomato score, so maybe the tomato meter's factoring in here at 75%, but I do not know this movie, and I may never know this movie. Merry Christmas, simply enough titled, at number 43, 74%. Uh, don't know this movie either. This is a Diane Kruger, who I very much liked in Inglorious Bastards. Um, the poignant humanity of Noel makes its sentimentality forgivable. With the advent of World War One, Europe is thrown into a brutal. Uh, so it's a war film that takes place at Christmas time, and Christmas from 2005. Muppet Christmas Carol. This I can get behind. Number 42. I watched it recently, and yeah, this is a fun one. You got Michael Caine. Can't go wrong with Michael Caine as Ebenezer Scrooge. Come on, nailing it. Directed by Brian Henson himself, the son of Jim Henson, and Kermit the Frog as Bob Cratchit. This is a good one, although it did beg the question. It did provoke a big question in me. In the Muppet in the Muppet Christmas Carol, Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy are married and have kids. All of the kids are either frogs or pigs. There's no frog pig hybrid, which is what would occur if a frog and a pig mated in real life. I wanted a frog pig hybrid, but other than that, this movie is super dope, very fun. I think it's on Disney Plus right now. Let's go to number 41, White Christmas. Very racially insensitive that Christmas should only be no, I'm kidding. That's not what White Christmas is about. Thank God. This is a holiday classic, though. You got the song, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. And it's filled with Hollywood royalty. Bing Crosby, who also a noted abusive dad. Look it up. Look it up. It's out there. Danny Kaye, who's one of the most underrated, like, comedians in Hollywood history. Danny Kaye is like before Jim Carrey, before Will Ferrell, like these guys who would like, drove like a comedy movie all by themselves. Um, yeah, Danny Kaye. Danny Kaye was a great comedian and physical comedian, and just really did it all in classic Hollywood. Rosemary Clooney, who is the aunt of George Clooney, and directed by Michael Curtiz, who I believe also directed Casablanca. Uh, I mean, I got to look that up real quick just to make sure I have that correct. Yes, Michael Curtiz, one of the great directors. Oh, he directed many classics. Some Errol Flynn movies. Uh, Errol Flynn, one of the great swashbucklers of the day. Robin Hood, Captain Blood. But yes, Michael Curtiz directed this Christmas classic, White Christmas, and coming in at number 40, this is the last one we'll take a look at here. Let It Snow. Do I know this movie? Um, so comfortably cliche, Let It Snow wears its influences right on its sleeve, but works anyway, thanks to an excellent ensemble. A snowstorm brings a group of young people together. Well, isn't that just great? But why is this movie higher than National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? Do you get it? I'm going to keep harping as we go through this list that National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was what, like 59 or whatever, and a movie from 2019, which is only 2 years ago, that I've never heard of, Let It Snow. Travis, have you heard of this movie, Let It Snow? Do you know anything about this, Let It Snow?
No idea. This one's
Travis
fake.
doesn't know. And Travis has a pop culture awareness. So two guys here who ingest a lot of pop culture haven't heard of this. Number 40 on the list. I am just furious. Too furious. Okay, Let It Snow. Let's see. Who's in it again?
We got
I
the
mean,
guy from
it's
Spider-Man and
oh
Joan
yeah, the guy from
Cusack.
and Joan Cusack, and
Oh, Darcy
and
Carden.
oh yeah, she's very funny. I enjoy her. Yeah, I mean, it's like it looks like an amicable cast of good-looking young people. But you know what? How about Uncle Eddie taking a dump that ruins Christmas or whatever
Yeah.
the hell he does? That's so. I don't know. Am I sounding a little get off my lawn my just banging this drum for National Lampoons?
I mean, that's your vehicle for, I think, an overall extremely valid argument, because you could make the same case with Muppet Christmas Carol, where I'm starting to wonder if this isn't even a ranking versus just a collection.
Um, let's see. What do you want to go back? What is the list titled? Because the
Best Christmas
best
movies of
Christmas
all
movies of
time.
all time. Um, wondering how we put this Christmas movie list together. Every movie on the list is fresh and plays around with the holiday spirit. Then we sorted them out by our ranked formula, which factors in the movie's release year, number of reviews to make the ultimate list. Um,
Oops.
movies you won't see on, and now All right. Well, yeah. To me, it looks like it's a ranking. It's ranked.
Yeah, by our ranked formula, which factors release year and it's release weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
So number of critics. So maybe it's because like there are more critics saw them. I don't know. Anyway, that was a little bit more. You got a couple more things to watch.
Not to throw a grenade in the room and then change subjects, but apparently Nicolas Cage is going to be Dracula, so that's fun.
Oh, I heard about that. That's yeah, that's super rad. Nicolas Cage. Listen, he's one of the greats. He's one of the
One
greats.
of the greats.
He's a maniac and he's fun to watch. If you haven't seen Pig is streaming now. The latest Nicolas Cage, which is super cool, a real pleasant surprise. And also, if you haven't seen Mandy, look for Nicolas Cage's Mandy, which is a dark, weird horror revenge movie. And but it is insane. It's really kind of experimental and fun in the way it's constructed, and the music, and so many sequences in the film. Mandy is really cool. Look it up. It's wild, it's gory, it's just but it will kind of blow your mind. It's a wild Nicolas Cage revenge horror um thriller. It is 12:42, and just got a couple of points of business left. Don't want to leave y'all without doing a little bit of dumb news. Let's do some dumb news. This news is so dumb, you're not going to learn anything from it except that people did dumb stuff. All right. Dumb news. And dumb news. Newser is a great site for what's trending in the news and to find a bunch of crap. And our dumb news headline today: Goat steals files from government office. See, there was a goat and stole files from a government office. Okay, here is the story. A goat. I don't know what this goat's name is. He looks cute if that's an actual picture of him. Oh yeah, but that's redundant. All goats are cute. A goat in India was recently caught on camera doing all it could to cut through bureaucratic red tape. Well, you got to commend the goat for that, in a move anyone who's ever had to get in line to retrieve government documents might call heroic. The ungulate, is that a do you what's an ungulate? I need to look up that word.
Oh, yeah, it's a
You
category of animal
okay.
that
Gotcha.
includes, oh goodness.
A hoofed mammal. A hoofed mammal is an ungulate. Un ungulate. A hooved mammal. Okay. So goat in India was recently caught on camera doing all it could to get through government red tape, bureaucratic red tape, in a move anyone who's ever uh, had to get in line to retrieve government documents might call heroic. The ungulate entered the Panchat Secretary office in Chabkur Kanpur on Wednesday and walked out with a file full of papers in its mouth. UPI reports, per the Times of India, this story is making the rounds. Hilarity ensued as personnel took to slapstick task of retrieving a file from the mouth of the goat. You know what? This goat is the goat. This is the greatest of all time. Goat. The NDTV reports a government employee can be heard yelling, "Give us the papers!" in the video, which was posted to Twitter and has since gone viral. Employees at the office eventually nabbed the papers, which were partially chewed but remain largely intact. Good boy, goat. The office maintains the file contained mostly scrap paper and nothing official. Well, that's anticlimactic. They were able to put the pieces back together with tape. There you go. Good for that goat. And one more piece of dumb news here. This is dumb and scary. Shell shocked docs call bomb squad for man man with ordnance in rectum. Okay. Interesting. Memorabilia collector says he slipped and fell. Sure. All right, let's take a look at this story. A man went to the emergency room in Gloucester, England, with a World War II artillery shell lodged in his bum. Oh, oy vey. To be clear, it wasn't a recent. It was a recent acquisition and hadn't been there since World War II. Good. I mean, that would have been you took your time getting to the doctor. The man said he slipped and fell, and instead of skin knee, somehow wound up with a 2-inch wide shell interfering severely with his ability to sit. That might sound like the worst part. A painful situation, a trip to the doctor, an awkward conversation, but doctors don't handle bombs in hospitals carelessly, and an explosive ordnance disposal team, the bomb squad. Listen, I've had a couple of situations where you should have called the bomb squad after something that came out of my butt. You know what I'm talking about? PU! Anyway, the bomb squad was called. The UK's National Health Service has had to shell out about $450,000 annually to rescue patients from assorted things that wind up in their rear ends. Folks, you know, listen, whatever you do in the privacy of your own home, but be careful, for crying out loud. They found some unexpected things, including, okay, here we go, an eggplant. Someone took the emoji too seriously, an instant coffee jar, and live eels. Okay, which had to be alarming, but at least didn't come with the fear of an explosion. The man, whose name was not released, told authorities that he's a World War II memorabilia collector. Luckily for everyone, there was no fire in the hole. The shell turned out to be inert, and there was no danger for loss of life. The patient was released and resting at home, where he can put it all behind him. There you go. There you go. God bless. God bless. Oh my goodness. You know, if you're listening, please be careful with your memorabilia. And you know, when you're running around and you might slip, maybe have an underwear on, or I don't like, so many questions, so little time. Okay, that is dumb news. Those stories were dumb, and we're all worse off for having heard them. Finally, we got a couple more points of business here, as it's 12:49. First off, we got to do a this or that, also known as the Sophie's Choice. The Sophie's Choice. Travis, come on in here, and I'll hit you with this one. Here is today's Sophie's Choice. Would you rather? You have to pick one. You have to pick one, or aliens will incinerate you with a laser. Would you rather step in a big steaming pile of dog dew in your nice shoe, or get a nasty paper cut? Oh, a nasty paper cut. Step in dog dew. Dog dew. Travis is going dog dew. Travis is going dog dew. Yeah, the paper cut, it depends. Would it be on my finger? Oh, yeah, they put a Band-Aid on. The dog dew, I'm a sneakerhead. Okay? So sneakers are too important to me. I've spent too much of my disposable income on sneakers. So just knowing that all of my shoes are like, you know, I've spent X amount of dollars on, I'm gonna go paper cut.
Woo.
I'm gonna
have fun with that. And that shows a prayer. I've had the same pair of Nike Kill Shots, I think 9 or 10 months now. They are not yet falling apart, but they're getting there. So, you know, if I stepped in dog dew, I'd be like, okay, well, time to get a new pair of shoes. This is as good a time as any, I guess.
Yeah, see, if I stepped in dog dew, I'd have to I'd wash them and clean them, and then yeah, I have to be very careful. Although now I'm rethinking it, and if it's a really bad paper cut, like in the web, like the webbing of the hand, oh
Yeah.
my God, that would be a nightmare. Maybe I could do dog do and just clean it, because like if I spray a hose on it and then pick, and then spray, pick.
Eesh.
Uh, oh boy, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Anyone else have any thoughts? Have any thoughts? My mom says dog do. Yeah, maybe I go dog do, but like there, like there's also levels of dog do. There's
Right.
like a big pile. There's like, or there's just like a little like Tootsie Roll. Oh gosh, darn it. It's a tough one for me. If it's a, well, I said nasty paper cut. Nasty. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. It's gonna.
And
Oh.
it's gonna hurt for a little bit. Like you're gonna have some things that because you forget about it, and then you pick up something and you go, that's right, I forgot.
Yeah, I'd have to put like a band-aid on it or something.
Yeah, that could
Um,
do it.
so there you go. There you go. That's our this or that. I think the consensus is step and dog do.
Yeah.
And that being said, it's 12:51. Moving on to our last segment, which is rejected segments. You might be saying to yourself, "Oh, so there are actual things that in this show that they were going to do, but they decided not to. But even though they did all that other weird crap, yeah, this is rejected segments, and today's rejected segments. Okay, I sense a theme here. Today's rejected segments are first one is Hal Steps and Dog Do. Um, okay, we were just talking about that. No, okay. Uh, I, I'm I'm too precious about about my sneakers. I again, I'm a sneaker guy. If some got on the side on the fabric, how do you get that out? Just a that the whole thing I don't want to. I don't. That would also be a disgusting segment. Um, it would be off-putting to see. It would put me in a very foul mood, and I don't know what. Although I have heard, and I don't know if y'all have heard this, stepping in dog do. Good luck. It is good luck. Also, getting crapped on by a bird supposed to be good luck. Um, that being said, I'm not going to go chasing that quote unquote good luck. I'll take their word for it. Thank you. So I will not be stepping in dog do today. We had one other rejected segment, which was okay. So we just took the thing and replicate. The other rejected segment is Hal gives himself a nasty paper cut. And even though I said that I might consider that over the stepping in dog do, that it's not a thing that I'm going to do as a segment in the show. So that would have consisted of like me, like, grabbing like a piece of paper. Maybe I'm opening up an envelope and like, oh, ow. And then like, it's bleeding and then it's sore and then I'm complaining about it for like just 10 minutes of that. And you don't need to see that. Why do you want to hurt me? I'm your pal. I'm your pal Hal. And I've had such a lovely time hanging out with you today. So sorry, you will neither get to see me step in dog do, nor give myself a paper cut. What a journey it's been. What a ride. Thank you for hanging out with your pal Hal right here on Backchannel. We're going to say goodbye now. I want to thank everyone who hung out with us today, everyone who chatted with us, everyone who was part of the journey. Thank you. I want to thank the folks at Backchannel, and I want to thank producer Travis for kicking butt and taking names as usual. Please join us here Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the West Coast, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the East Coast. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy holidays. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye now.